call to order the regular board meeting of the Southgate Community Schools. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Southgate Community Schools mission statement is learning for life. Our vision statement is the best choice for students and parents. With that being said, I'd like to go to item D and get an approval of the agenda.
Sir Vice President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I have a motion from Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Motion from Dr. Pomponio, support by Jason. Right. Thank you. From Jason. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Doesn't look like we have any presentations. Citizens' comments. A member of the public may address the board for up to 3 minutes. You may fill out a form at the beginning of the meeting or come up to the podium at this time. Is there any citizen comments at this point? If not, I'll move into item G, which is the consent item, which is encompass the August 12th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes and the HR update. Like a motion for the consent agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cooper again. So I have a motion on the floor, second, to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Takes us to action item H, which is action item number 1, the approval of the purchase of the robotics matter hackers. Who is in charge of that?
Hello, I'm Mark Hanson, Assistant Principal at Southgate International High School. I am here representing the robotics team for Southgate Community Schools. I am requesting the approval from the Board of Education to allow the purchase of a Wazer Pro desktop water jet cutting machine with a bundle that includes 2,200 pounds of abrasive garnet, replacement cutting beds, and replacement nozzle kits. With the growth of the robotics program in the Southgate Community School District, we are seeking additional equipment to give our students the opportunity to compete effectively with top teams in FIRST. They have historically had a CNC machine and a 3D printer, but they are looking to upgrade and have an increased amount of technology and more tools for the students to be able to take part in. Right now they have one, and when you have a large group on the team, only having one student be able to work on something at a time doesn't really give our students the most ability to get their hands on. So we are requesting that purchase from Matter Hacker. It is a $19,999 piece of equipment, and that does come with technical support for the life of the machine and a 1-year warranty from the manufacturer.
Any questions? Dr. Pomponi.
So are there any grants for robotics for something like this with that price?
No, the state gives us some money to run robotics, but that money is limited. So it's by team. We get a certain amount of money by team. And as our number of teams have increased, the amount that the state has provided over time has actually gone down per team. So the district is using some of its bond money to cover the Garish Innovation Center for the robotics. So we're looking at this as the furniture and the kind of installations that equipment that's needed to run the programming that's there. So this would come out of bond money.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Custom.
Curiously, you had mentioned the CNC machine. Can you help me remember how long ago that was purchased?
I don't have an exact date, but if I was to guess, I would say 5 years ago.
It's 5 years ago. Okay. And my other question is besides the robotics team, is there an application that you'd expect this machine to be used in, such as like curriculum, classroom, those types of things? Is it strictly just for the robotics team? Just
It is
curious.
being purchased just for the robotics team, but I'm sure that there are other applications for that if need be.
And this is for the robotics at Garish, right? Okay.
Any other questions, Mr. Hanson? I have one, Mr. Hanson. I know the growth of the robotics team, and you said our last purchase for the first one is 5 years ago. What's the approximate life of these machines? Do you know?
I do not know.
Could we, I mean, not that it's gonna change me, but could you, or my vote by any means, because I think it's necessary, but could we find out, just for this board, for information, like what the average life is? So if we're taking a look at this down the road, what are we looking at? When we grow even further, or if we have one that's now, you said 5 years, now it's 6, 7, 8 years old or something, when we're looking to replace it? If possible, just pop us an email maybe.
It is, yeah.
Good man.
Is this in addition to the CNC machine, or is this replacing?
Well, the CNC machine that they have is still works. This would be in addition to.
Dr. P?
So is this for all grades, even though it's going to be at Garish?
Yeah, the Garish Robotics Center is for.
Yeah,
Elementary?
all of our elementary, middle school, and high school robotics have been relocated there.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I'll bring the action back to the board, and I would like to get a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the virtual implementation plan. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I moved forward. I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of the robotics matter hackers as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second? Motion by Dr. Pomponio. Ms. Angel, second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Takes us to action item 2, the approval of the virtual implementation, forget it. Yeah, that one.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
So under Section 21F of the State School Aid Act, a district can provide up to 15 days of virtual instruction, where the district has created a plan for providing virtual instruction to pupils during these days, and the plan has been approved by the Board of Education. So with this plan, in order to meet the requirement, you must include the way of distributing materials, the platform of instruction, and then the method for check-in with the teachers for each of their classes or their teachers at the elementary level. We know in advance that we do use these days for spring state testing for our 6 through 12, so that we can test students while still engaging other grade levels in virtual instruction. So it's our recommendation that the board approve the attached virtual implementation plan. It's a mouthful.
See?
What I
It's not as easy as you think. Any questions for Mr. What's it? Either way, if I could.
Please. Not so much about the plan itself, just the amount of virtual days they're expecting by different,
So
I mean, anticipate, I know you have to have a plan approved to be able to do it. I
Right.
get that. I was just curious, otherwise, in terms of, was there an expectation of virtual days? Is there as we look at this calendar for the year coming?
yeah, so the only expectation we do have is for our 6-12 when they do their state testing.
Okay.
And so we have limited that, and we work on limiting that each year. I think last year we used 3. And so we would have all of our juniors testing one day, and then the other grades would be online. And then I think we did 9, 10 on the same day. And so that's how we've used it in the past. So the hope would be to limit the use as much as we can.
We've also done that with Davidson.
Yeah, we do that with Davidson as well. We have, we don't need it at the elementary level though.
It also gives us the option, if for some reason we had a really bad winter and we used up all of our forgiven days, we could consider a virtual day as a makeup day, as an alternative to bringing everybody back on a particular, extending the school year.
So with that thought, then the part of the technology and things that the platforms, would those be expected for the student to keep at home then at all times?
No, this would be, if we knew ahead of time that something might be available. So it would be, I mean, as far as a
storms
forgiven
coming
day.
tonight?
No, yeah, we don't do it for those. No. No, it's really more or less, if we have exceeded them, and we know we would have to make up days, then we might find some days that were scheduled for PD that we said, okay, we're gonna go ahead instead and do a virtual learning day rather than giving the kids the complete day off.
Okay.
And then we would know in advance to send technology home.
Maybe be able to catch up one or two.
Right.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, I'll bring the action item back to the board and entertain a motion for action item 2.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the virtual implementation plan as presented.
Motion on the floor to accept the virtual implementation plan. I said it right. Is there a second?
Support.
Support. Motion by Dr. Pomponio, support by Mr. Cubser. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Takes us to action item 3, the approval of the 2025 bond program construction management services. Good evening.
Evening. So yes, as you mentioned, this is a recommendation for construction management firm for the new bond, for the 2025, May 2025 bond. We actually reached out to 5 different CM firms, some pretty large, over $1 billion a year type firms, and some smaller firms. 4 of those 5 submitted a proposal. Chrisman Company, Di Maria, Rockford, and Saxe. We brought in, I believe, 3 of those for interviews, or did we bring all 4 in? All of them. All 4 in. And Chrisman Construction is the firm that kind of rose to the top. We're actually doing quite a bit of work with them. They're one of the CMs at Detroit Public Schools, Lansing Schools, Grand Rapids Schools, Harbor Springs, Redford Union, doing a lot of work in Wayne County downtown. So we've done a ton of work with Chrisman. Really good firm, great reputation, does really top-notch work. The team that they presented, I think, is one we're familiar with as well. And Gary and Jason and Sharon kind of ran them through the ringer, make sure they had all the right answers to all the questions. And they also had a very competitive fee, which is well within our budget and probably will be the lowest fee of the 4. Really, the way construction managers work is the first part is really all the pre-construction, so helping us through the design phase with estimates and things like that. And then once we are ready to bid the drawings out and set a GMP, then they'll come back to us with some of their final costs. So it's kind of a 2-phase project or contract, and then each year as we go through the next design cycle, we'll set new GMPs with them, guaranteed maximum prices for each piece of the work, which will all come back in front of the board for you to vote on at a later date. So,
Any questions from the board?
Is the contract fee the 1,573,000? Is that the total?
yeah, so the first part, the pre-construction I mentioned is 65,902. That's kind of the first tranche. The final amount on the personnel and the reimbursables and some of the rest of that, that'll all come back to you when the hard construction gets bid, because some of those pieces are percentages of whatever the bids come in at and things like that. So that is the amount that's listed in the award rec, but there'll be some changes to that as each project gets bid out.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? None seen. I'll bring the action item 3 back to the board and entertain a motion for action item 3.
Make a motion to approve the 2025 bond program construction management services as presented.
Motion on the floor by Dr. Pomponio. Is there a second? Motion on the floor, supported by Ms. Angel. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. And that takes us to the last item on the agenda tonight. Thank you, gentlemen, which I cannot do for once, so somebody else is gonna have to do it.
Make a motion to adjourn. Anybody?
Second. She did.
I
You need a
did.
second.
You have to-
There's a motion on the floor and second by Ms. Angel. Any discussion? Thank you for a quick evening. Have a good evening, everyone. Meeting is adjourned.
Notice how he didn't look at me for a second or anything like that.
I mean, all you had to do is say second.
Not a problem.
All right, have a good night.
Well done, Mr. Vice President.